talked about techniques, and controversial techniques would be the use of the free stroke and the rest stroke. So tirando, free, apoyando, rest stroke. It's very interesting that guitarists didn't use the rest stroke before, I think it was aguardo. So that means that today when we play Baroque pieces, Renaissance pieces, it's like anachronistic to use a rest stroke. And there are purists who will not use a rest stroke for music from an earlier period. However, the rest stroke is a really, really useful stroke to use. It gives a fullness to the tone. It's fatter, so the rest stroke, free stroke, you can hear immediately a huge difference. So the rest stroke is really useful in bringing out a melody, giving more presence to certain notes. And so lots of guitarists ignore it being anachronistic and they use it wherever they can. When I was taught the rest stroke, I was taught the free stroke is like this, and then you put your hand back for the rest stroke. But that's a lot of shifting that we don't really need. I've now developed a better stroke, which is basically rest stroke, free stroke, rest stroke, free stroke, rest stroke, free stroke, with very little hand movement. And basically that is the technique used by many guitarists today, that you don't see a lot of hand shifting. So it's just impractical when you're playing a piece of music. A warm tone is created when the string vibrates up and down, like basically like that. And a thinner tone side to side. So for example, with any melody line, we can just use index and middle, rest stroke to create a fuller tone. So if I just play the opening line of Angel's Chant by Bertrand Gröger. Okay, so there we have it, free stroke. The melody is evident, but it's not particularly beautiful, it's not particularly full. So basically this stroke is very useful to us and we should have it as part of our arsenal. So let's have a quick look at the two strokes. So tirando, free stroke, we'll rest the thumb on the fourth string and we'll basically plant the index, pull it to the palm. As it moves to the palm, the middle flicks out and then that plants on the top string to the palm and the index flicks out. Okay, just a centimetre. So we practice it with a form of planting. Basically it sounds staccato. Okay. And eventually you lose the planting and you practice it like that. But it has to be really definite movements. You can't just go da 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 da. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Plant, pluck, plant, pluck. And remembering to flick out the other finger in preparation to strike the string. So basically, the apoyando rest stroke is the same action, but this time we push into the string and then we rest on the adjacent string, in this case the B string. So once the index is on the B string, the middle finger flicks out, plants on the string, and by that time the index has come off the B string, and then it pushes, the middle finger pushes the string down, rests on the B string, flicks up by the time the index is planted. So you sort of get this stepping motion. And the important thing to remember is keep your joints bent. If your joints collapse, then you'll end up with a very weak stroke. Sometimes we do weaken the joint to create a different feel to the note, but as a general approach to apoyando, stiff joints. Do not let them collapse.